Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. As we usher in the very end of the season of the Splicer, I wanted to show off the build that I've been using from start to finish for all of my solo hard PVE content. And this has just been my favorite way to play PVE, and the build has a whole lot of synergy built into it. And it was just a lot of fun to be able to take this into the Pit of Heresy and knock out my solo flawless pit. I did the solo flawless prophecy back when it launched and loved it. I did Shattered Throne Flawless. I just never got around to solo flawlessing Pit of Heresy, even though it is technically my favorite of the 3 dungeons so far. But anyways, so I took this in to Pit last week, got the solo flawless done live on stream. And so what I did for this video is, here in just a little bit, I'm going to break down the entire build for you. But some of the encounters, like the just going the very first encounter with the Citadel and going to the 3 different mini bosses, fighting them with the swords. The very first encounter, that is from the live stream, footage from the live stream. The Ogre Maze footage from the live stream, and then the Harrow, where you have to go hunt down the wizards in order to break open the seal to move on to the boss room. Those 3 encounters are from the live stream, but I took gameplay that I had recorded for the Totem encounter and for the final boss encounter, because that gameplay is it's more polished, it's cleaner looking because it's not ripped from a live stream, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't actually record the gameplay of those other encounters other than just having it live streamed. So anyways, that's why it's a little bit jumbled, but I didn't want to just do the live stream footage for the major encounters that people usually get hung up on, right? The Totem and Zul'Mok, the final boss. I wanted that gameplay to be just crisp, clean, polished, 60 FPS, looking good, right? So anyways, let's get right into it. Alright, now this is going to take a few minutes, but I'm going to show you the entire build from top to bottom. So let's dive right into this build. First and foremost, the weapons. So in my kinetic slot, I'm using the Chroma Rush, and this is not the subsistence roll I wanted. It's Tunnel Vision Rampage with Tac Mag, Handling Masterwork, and as you can see, I mean, over 4,000 kills this season on this thing alone. I really love this thing. It's not like the perfect roll, but it's a fantastic roll, and it has gotten the job done, and I stayed committed to it, and it's worked out just fine for me. For ad clearing, also for ad clearing, I have the Null Composure, and 3,500 on this. Feeding Frenzy Reservoir Burst is just so nice. I put Minor Spec on it because it's great for clearing ads and getting those explosions, but it's also good for single target damage for guys like Hive Knights and Captains, things that are kind of chunkier as well. Good burst damage on them. And then the heavy slot, my favorite heavy, the Deathbringer, got a catalyst this season. At the beginning of the season, that catalyst dropped, and I saw the artifact mods, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the season of the Deathbringer. And I have been using this for the entire season with the catalyst, where it increases how quickly Dark Descent reaches its full potential. So more damage from lower altitudes with the Deathbringer. This is how we one-phased Atheon. One of my favorite one-phases on Atheon. I'm just spamming Deathbringer shots. But there's so many things on the artifact that play into this build. So let's get started on that. The helmet here, I've got Fusion Finder, Rocket Finder, and then I've got this artifact mod called Blast Radius. It gives you charge with light stacks whenever you rapidly defeat multiple combatants with a grenade launcher or rocket launcher, which is applicable because GLs are, everybody uses GLs. But I like the rocket launcher, so I'm getting multi-kills with the Deathbringer, and that's kicking in, giving me stacks of charge with light. Fitting aspects, you'll see on the Totem part of the gameplay why I use these. Just constant rapid reloads and weapon handling speed is fantastic. But I'm also using Argent Ordnance, which was one of my favorite Charge with Light mods this season on the artifact. Basically makes it so you can consume Charge with Light stacks to do big damage with rocket launchers, these Godslayer warheads. Coupling that with the Deathbringer means just absolutely ridiculous amounts of damage. It's so fun, but I love the affinity aspects for how rapidly I can reload guns, ready weapons, all that stuff. It's just really, really good for chaotic situations like solo dungeons. I'm rocking ammo reserves for fusions and rocket launchers, but depending on the activity, you could swap in like Void Resist, Sniper Resist, Concussive Dampener for one of these. Then Global Reach as well. So Global Reach, shoot the Warmind cell, big booms. But how am I creating Warmind cells, you might ask? this season we had Warmind's Decree, a mod that was on the artifact, and it made it so that any void splash damage could create Warmind cells, which, well, I'm doing a lot of void splash damage with Reservoir Burst on the Null Composure. I can create Warmind cells. With the Deathbringer, I can create Warmind cells. And with my Nova Bombs and Grenades, I can create Warmind cells. So tons of Warmind cells. Very, very easy to get those cells to drop, blow them up. Big ad clear with Global Reach. That is getting nerfed next season, though. But it'll still be useful. And then on the Bond, Bomber mods, as well as Taking Charge. Now, in Solo Pit, I'm running the Devour tree because it's just really great for getting health back on command. I can kind of stand my ground, take on lots of enemies, and as long as I'm killing things, I'm getting my health back. Also, Vortex on the Nova Bomb is really good for single target damage, like if I'm throwing it at Zulmak, like the big bosses, right, and I need that Vortex to stay behind and do big damage. But, you know, most of my activities this season, I've actually been using Top Tree because I can overcharge my Vortex Grenade, make them huge, big bloom explosions, and that means more Warmind cells. So coupling that with the Warmind's Decree mod, it's just incessant Warmind cells. So this is the build. This is what I've been using. I absolutely freaking love it. And I know that a lot of people have their builds and they can make arguments for what they use and why they use it and why it's better than what I'm using. But this is what I landed on. And this is what I have loved this season. This is what's been working for me. Okay, so for the remainder of the video, what I'll do is I'll show sort of the highlights of these encounters and kind of talk about my strategies. I know some people are actually trying to knock these things out still, just like I was. So I'll give you a little bit of tips and talk about my approach to these encounters. When it comes to the Ogre Maze, I found the easiest way to do this most consistently is as soon as you get down into the pit, go straight up the gut, the very first little membrane that you see that you can break, straight up the middle. You break that. You go to the left, kill the guy I killed, pick up the orb. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go drop down on the ledge to wrap around to the far left side, right? There's 3 of these little places where you have to dunk these balls. We're going to go to the far left one first. This is the easiest way to do it. If you take the ball I took, take the ledge, go far left, dunk it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to come back around the ledge and then just take the very first tunnel on the left. And that's what you're going to do every time from now on. First tunnel on the left. So, take the first tunnel on the left, you go right in, there's ads, you kill them all, you get the ball. You go through the membrane on the opposite side, there's only 2 entrances, 2 ways in and out. So you go to the opposite membrane, you break it, you dunk it. And then again, first membrane on the left, first membrane on the left. If you need to duck into the right where you came from, you can do that and wait for the ogre to move. And then just go back out. First membrane on the left, you go in. You kill everything. You get the ball. You go out the opposite membrane. You dunk the ball. And then you are in the totem encounter. Now, the totem encounter is probably the one that gets people hung up the most, I think. From what I've seen online, this is the encounter that most people screw their run up with. And it's actually my favorite encounter of this whole dungeon because of the chaos. I absolutely love how chaotic this encounter is. But one thing that's worth noting is that you don't have to stand on that plate the entire time. Okay, all you have to do is interact with it every now and then. So run across it as you're trying to kill all the ads and give yourself space to work with. Just run laps around that whole top front of the map of the room. And run across that plate every time you go, you're going on your lap. Just hit the plate, and that'll stop it from wiping you. You don't have to stand on it for the entire time. But anyways, so you're gonna have acolytes and thrall to deal with. The very first wave is just gonna be a bunch of acolytes. It's really easy just to devour and then stand on the plate, and you can just stand and deliver for a while. You're gonna kill all the acolytes first. And then what I do is I just use the Deathbringer to shoot. I always just go for the guy on the left. He's just, I don't know why. I just picked the left guy. That's my target. But I shoot the Deathbringer over there. It rains down. It'll either kill him or leave him very, very weak. Then I can run off the plate. Once I've cleared the ads, I'll run off the plate because I don't want ads to be on the plate when I get back with the ball because I can't defend myself. So wipe the ads, go get the ball, bring it back, dunk it, and then immediately go straight to the plate and devour again. Okay, dunk it, go straight to the plate, Devour again. And now this is where your waves are going to start looking a little bit different than the first one. At this point, Acolytes and Thrall are going to be coming in. And you have to you really have to prioritize, I think, the Thrall first, because they run up into your grill. So using the Reservoir Burst on the Fusion Rifle in this build is really, really nice, because you get the Feeding Frenzy, plus I've got the Ophidian aspects. This is, I talked about earlier, this is the encounter that really shows why I like to use the Ophidians. Most people don't think of the Ophidians as endgame PvE exotics, right? It's not like Phoenix Protocol, you know, one of these S+ tier things that people are using for GMs and stuff like that. It's different, right? This is about survivability. This is about being able to get the responsiveness out of my guns that I need, so I can get those reloads quickly. But anyways, Reservoir Burst, blowing up Thralls, you know, in multi-kills, which is nice because I don't have to kill every single one of them individually. And same thing with the Acolytes. But during this time, I'm using Devour to keep my health topped off, but I also have to keep in mind that there's the boomers up top. And this is what I use my Deathbringer ammo on. With the rocket ammo finder, I'm not going to be hungry for heavy ammo. There's going to be heavy ammo bricks everywhere, so use it. You got to use it, use it, use it. So I'm going to use the Deathbringer, shoot it up top, and it'll take out the Boomer Knights up there pretty easily, no problem. And then I can just focus on the Acolytes again, right? So the Thrall that are going to be rushing you are both regular Thrall that just slap you, and also Explosive Thrall, the Cursed Thrall. So you definitely want to prioritize the Cursed Thrall. Just kind of run back and forth. You don't want to stay put in one place for too long, because they'll converge on your location and not leave you a way out. You'll have to go through a blowy uppy boy, and that's not good. So prioritize those guys. You kill the Thrall and a couple of Acolytes, and then you can worry about the Boomers, take them out, and then it's just killing some Acolytes until you've cleared the plate. And then you do the same thing again. Shoot the Deathbringer over the Hive Knight on the left. You can do any one you want. I'd just do the left one because it seems close and easy. Get the ball, bring it back, dunk it, step on the plate, Devour. And you just rinse and repeat. Nothing changes. Right? As long as you can, if you can do one wave, then you can do all 6. I've never done ball duping. I know a lot of people did ball duping to get past the encounter. Listen, you don't need it. If you can clear one encounter, one wave of it, you can clear all 6. It's no problem at all. So it's just about execution. Okay, just don't screw up. And I've come close. I've had some times where I've screwed up my Devour timing, and then I'm kind of left like, oh crap, I don't have a way to heal myself. But anyways, there's a lot of great, you can queue up Devour a few different ways. I think in this gameplay, I actually screwed up a grenade where I meant to consume it, but I let go too early, and I threw the grenade, and I was like, oh crap. And I think I was on like ball 4 or 5, and I needed to get Devour up because I needed to get back to the plate, and there were a lot of ads out there. So I just took the Nova Bomb. You know, there's no reason to save it. If it's going to keep you alive, just use it. So I used the Nova Bomb to queue up Devour. Because you can queue up Devour with the Nova Bomb, with the grenade, or with a charged melee. So you've got a lot of options there. So as long as you leave yourself a backup plan, then you're fine. And I cleared this encounter pretty easily. It's genuinely a lot of fun. It really is just a lot of fun. Once you get past this encounter, you pop the Zit, and then you're moving down into the Harrow. Getting down to the Harrow, I actually embarrassingly enough, screwed up a solo flawless run by just hitting one of the spiked logs. So just make sure that you look and take it slowly, you know, just look and make sure you know the routes that these things are taking. Use the little ledges on the sides to get down to the Harrow safely. You shouldn't have a problem unless you're dumb like I was. But once you get down there, I just pull up a map, right? There's no point in memorizing all this stuff, the individual locations of the various runes. I just pull up a map online. I look at what 3 runes I have. I look at the map, and then I just pre-plan my route, and then go from there. So in this case, I went right up the gut, took a right for the first one, and then went to the very back left, and then doubled back to the front left totem or rune. And it was pretty simple, you know, as long as you take it easy. I actually, for this one, I don't think I needed to, but I did it just to be cautious. I actually switched to Top Tree Dawnblade so that I could consume my grenades for heat rises, just to give myself a little bit more forgiveness on my jumps, my Warlock glides. I can stay up in the air a little bit longer. A lot of precarious positions you can get yourself in, and it's nice to have a get-out-of-jail-free card if you need it. So just for this encounter, I actually did switch to top 2 Dawnblade. Still, the rest of the loadout is the same, and the Deathbringer was it's so easy to take out these wizards with Deathbringer. For like the first, was it the first one or the second one? I don't know. I was looking at my gameplay again. I'm like, I have full Deathbringer armor. Why am I using my primary on this freaking wizard? So I don't know why I did it. I think it was the first one. I was like using my primary and then Celestial Fire. It's like, why didn't I just hit it with the Deathbringer? The other ones I did, and they went down like super easy. But anyways, neither here nor there. Just don't forget to use your heavy. You're gonna get another raid banner at the next encounter, anyways. So use it, use it, use it. These wizards go down pretty easily, and then you move on. And we're into the boss room after that, and I love this encounter. It's just so much fun as a solo player. It can be a little time consuming. In fact, with this build, you can 2-phase it. And I have, but during my practice runs for the solo flawless, I 2-phased it. This particular one, I did not. I actually screwed up my first damage phase. What happened was I got, I don't know why, I got so scared of the Cursed Thrall. Instead of just killing them at their spawn location, I guess I got a little nervous and was jumping around too much. And I didn't capitalize on my time very well. And then sometimes you get in your own head like that. But the next 2 damage phases just easily fragged out and just completely wrecked his health bar in the next 2 phases for the win. But anyways, so my basic strategy in this room is there's a couple ways you could do it. You could go to all 3 like towers and kill all the ads first. And I think I do that in this particular run. I think I did that for a couple of the phases. Or you could just take them one at a time and just completely clear them one at a time. The Deathbringer is really great for killing the knights with the swords. If you need to get a sword, a lot of times they bunch up with the Thrall. And so the Deathbringer is just great because it's just going to make these big purple explosions rain down on all of these guys. They tend to run around as a pack as they chase you around the circle. So they're very easy targets for the Deathbringer. And you clear all 3 of these locations. My dunking method, I think, is worth mentioning. Anytime I clear a tower, let's say, for example, the guy that you have to parry, block, parry, parry, block, parry, parry, him. When I kill him, I pick up the ball, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off the left side of the platform and go dunk in the very first dunking spot clockwise from my location. And I do that on every single one of them. That way, I'm not running straight down to the one right in front of me, because that one's that's where Zulmak is. That's where the knights are. That's where the Thrall are. So just run clockwise to the next location and dunk it there. And if you do that every time, you won't have a problem. So every time I get a ball, I go clockwise one location and dunk. No problem. Damage phase. This build's fantastic. I lead with the Nova, because obviously your super's going to do good damage. The Vortex that leaves behind is going to continue to do good damage. At this point, I'm charged with Light, and I've got the Godslayer Warheads with Argent Ordnance are active, and so I'm going to be doing big damage on the boss with the Deathbringer. And on top of that, if the Deathbringer projectiles happen to kill some Thrall on the way down, then Blast Radius is going to give me another charge with Light stack, which I can then consume on my next Deathbringer shot. So what I'll do is I'll lead with Nova, use a couple of Deathbringer shots, and then I'm going to look for the Cursed Thrall. I've had them ruin a flawless run before. I had the boss at 10% one time and then got blown up on. I let the Cursed Thrall get too close, and I got surrounded by him. I ran away from one and into another. They both detonated, and I died. So now I'll get a couple of rockets off on the boss, and then I'll look for the Cursed Thrall. I'll kill them, blow them up, and then I'll go back to doing damage on the boss. And I make sure that I'm airborne a lot, because his fire attack can really mess you up. So don't stay stationary for too long, and make sure you're using your vertical space to avoid that attack. So I keep moving. After the Cursed Thrall are down, I just focus on DPS on the boss. I don't care about the knight with the sword. Just don't worry about him. If you're jumping around, he's going to have a hard time anyways. So, yeah, big damage. And then you just rinse and repeat. It's that simple. So, get as much damage as you can. Don't rush it. Don't push yourself too far. If you have to 3-phase, big deal. If you have to 4-phase, big deal. As long as you get it done. The rest of it is really not that difficult. Killing the 3 mini bosses at the towers, it's not that difficult as long as you don't rush yourself. As long as you take your time, you clear your ads, go get a sword, bring it back, kill the boss, you're gonna be fine. And 1 dunking location clockwise, you'll be good. So that's how I did it. I had a lot of fun doing it. Good luck to you. I hope you have a lot of success as well. And looking forward to the new season and all the stuff we're gonna do there. Should be good. And you probably noticed the YouTube content has been ramping up quickly. It's because I'm cutting back on some stream hours and supplementing it with editing hours. And it's good to be able to get back into the swing of editing and uploading. So if you enjoy these videos, feel free to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel so I know that this is content worth watching, and we will continue the grind. So thank you very much. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you, well, on Crucible, or maybe in the Strike playlist, anywhere would be fine by me. Take it easy.